morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
Good, good.
Thanks for bringing your awesome ride for us to check out.
No problem, anytime.
This is, it's like the trifecta, right? We got the Supra.
Yes.
We got the Z.
Z.
Except it's non-turbo automatic, unfortunately.
Yeah, but still, it's a Z at least.
Yeah, at least. But we have an Evo here. This is this an Evo 9?
It's Evo 9 MR, actually, yeah.
I like these. These kind of have a special place in my heart. I went to autocross quite a bit. That's how I got into performance driving. And then somebody actually had a Evo 9 out there, and we called it the Evil Evo because anytime you sat in it, anytime you got a ride in it, it was so violent and it accelerated so hard that it would shake like the loose change, your wallet, your cell phone. It would shake all of that stuff out of your pockets.
Okay, it probably was pretty crazy tune on it, I guess, yeah.
Probably, yeah. These are just so insane. And I guess the joke is that you can never find one that's stock, right? They're all modified, every single one. Yeah. It's almost like they came from the showroom floor, from the factory with a bunch of modifications. Like it came with an exhaust and probably a downpipe.
Pretty much, it sounded like it had something in there already when you got it, yeah. Always, yeah.
Yeah, so we're here back at Bells & Vaughan. As always, on the weekends when these guys aren't doing shows, I like to gather a couple of cars from the local scene, and then we do like a deeper dive, a closer look at the build. And we got Kelvin. Where are you from?
I'm actually from Glendale, but I lived there for about 25 years, and I ended up moving to Arcadia, which is somewhat local here.
Yeah, not too far from here. Not too far from Pasadena. Yep. So tell us about your car. I've seen this around quite a bit. What's the story with this? How long have you had this?
I had this for about 10 years, since 2010, but had actually a pretty longer story than that, because I used to own an Evo like in 2003, like right when it came out. I bought like a lightning yellow Evo, and then I was like, for about 5 years, I didn't really mod it. I wasn't really a car guy. It's kind of like the car, because back in the old Jackie Chan movies, you know, he used to drive an Evo.
Oh yeah, Thunderbolt, right?
Yeah. And then, so I really liked them, so it finally came out here. I bought one. And then after that, you know, I started modding it like in 08, 09, sorry. And then as funny as it sounds, when I got into it, I actually met this car's previous owner before like I got this car. And it was kind of funny because I went to a car show that time, and you know, I got to see it like in person. I was like, oh my God, this car's pretty sick. And like he had the wide body on, he had a couple things on the car already. You know, I talked to the owner a little bit, and then somehow it's funny because there's actually a picture of both the cars parked next to each other, and literally within that year, like some drunk driver hit me and basically totaled my car. So
some drunk driver hit your yellow car?
Yeah, hit my yellow car, my 03.8, like on the freeway during Christmas. And then right after that, I was like, I didn't get to finish my build. So right when I was trying to like finish it, I was like, man, I need to start another one. And then luckily I knew the guy that owned this car, so I ended up hitting him up, and he said, yeah, the car's still for sale. And lo and behold, I bought it from him. And then after that, I just started this huge chain reaction of like changing the car, correcting some things I need to correct on it. Like, you know, I pretty much changed almost everything out on the car, except for like the rear quarters, the fenders, and like the rear bumper. But everything else, like, and the hood. But other than that, I changed almost everything else on the car at that point in time.
So when you got this car originally, it was more of like a show car?
It was a show car. He like debuted it like maybe at 1 or 2 shows, and then he just kind of vanished from the scene. And then, you know, luckily I still had his number, and I hit him up, and he's like, he had it. I was like, oh, thank God. Like, it was low mileage and well kept. So I was pretty happy about that.
Do you know what the color is?
The color currently is Grigio Telesto. It's the Lamborghini gray, like the one that Christian Bale used on his, the Lamborghinis that was in Christian Bale's Batman movies. Yeah, it's that same color. And it was also on the Mercy SV when it first came out. Yeah.
Can you tell me about the kit? This is wild. Like, this is some straight up unlimited time attack stuff right here.
The body itself is a Dulux wide body, but during like in 2014 or 16 around there, I decided to get a newer front end. So there's a car in Europe called the Red Brick Evo. It actually had a Dulux wide body with a Voltex front end. And then, but I decided like instead of getting the normal like Voltex Cyber Street Edition, I went even crazier and I got the Voltex Cyber Race Edition, which was like on the original Cyber Evo that was out in Japan like a long time ago. It was like white red. Everyone knew it back then, like when Tarzan drove it back in the day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think that's probably one of the most famous Japanese time attack cars of all time. Yeah. That thing is super cool.
I love the front end on that, but I said like I have to get that specific front end. I didn't want like the other one, so I hit up Mike from Evasive and he was able to make it happen for me. I was really like happy he was able to do that for me.
This is honestly one of the wildest street Evos I've ever seen.
Yeah,
like
thank you.
I can't. This mess of canards. I mean, this is all functional too.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It's from Voltex. Or everything they went tell us almost everything. So, but yeah, it was quite a bit to put it on.
I love that this is like, all right, you got this, for downforce, and if that's not enough, let's just add this extra thing here. And I think this probably creates that. I don't even know. But I know this creates like some kind of
kind of wind, like something. Yeah, I can't say I'd even know.
Like a vortex, actually. My friend Jackie Dean explained to me why those things exist, because it creates some kind of like, I don't even know.
I see them on
wizardry.
I see them on F1 cars, like the earlier ones. I guess now it's much more advanced. But yeah, I remember seeing something like that on their cars too.
All right, let's walk around. What else? Side skirts?
It was the Dulux fenders, Dulux side skirts, the Dulux quarter panel, but the quarter panel is like a replacement quarter panel, so I don't even have like the car's like almost like mostly fiberglass. The Dulux rear bumper.
This is done really well.
Yeah, it's hollow inside. Yeah.
They did this. I mean, it's seamless.
Yeah.
It actually looks amazing. The fact that it kind of goes along with the door.
So it looks kind of like an OEM style look, sort of. Yeah, it's not as intrusive as some of the more bolt-on kits, I guess.
Yeah.
That people do these days. Yeah.
I mean, you have some elements of
that,
which is cool looking, but this is really nice.
Yeah, it's a lot of work for that. We had to fix a couple things on it too when I first got the car. So, but yeah, it was a lot of work.
Tell us about the rear end here.
The rear end, I had Mike from MFR. Well, he used to work at Crazy Engineering, but now he works at MFR. He designed the splitter for me back in the day because they didn't have anything for this Dulux rear. So, and I looked all over Japan. They didn't make any kind of diffuser for it. So I was like, I probably have to make something out here just to compensate for the crazy front end. So he was able to help me do the rear and then the sides too. And then DTM like corrected everything on the car for me to like, when I first got it, it had a lot of issues, paint issues, like, because the car was really matte black. And then I changed it to matte white, and then finally came to this color as to be, yeah.
I love this color. I think it matches really well with the wheels.
Yeah, it does. I thought the combo's good.
Honestly, another thing, you have probably the most serious brakes I've ever seen on an Evo, on a street car.
Yeah, when I got them, it's actually kind of hard to get it because back then, Alcon didn't have like a US distributor here. They had a Stasis Engineering, they did Audi, so I had to like talk to them for a little bit to get it, so it was kind of funny at the same time.
And this has got to stop. Like do you actually take this to the track? Is this a track?
I took it to the track once with Will, Watanabe Curie, WR, and then he helped me down the suspension a bit, and we just went on the track for like a couple laps, maybe 5 years ago. But after that, I mostly just street drive it there and there, and take it to like rallies or like road trips and stuff like that.
It just blows my mind how much you've done to this thing, and it's a street car.
Yeah.
Can we take a look at the engine bay?
Sure, no problem.
I mean, I know that it performs, but it also looks like a show car. It's really clean.
Well, my first intent on time was to make it a show car, but I always wanted to at least function over form first, and I always like to take the long way route instead of like the more, I guess, easier route. I was like, I know Air C and a couple of the parts in here don't make as much power, but I just have to make up for it with other stuff just to get to that same route as if I took a easier shortcut, if that makes sense, or other parts, I guess I'd say. But I just have a real affinity towards Air C, HKS, because I'm a big JDM fanboy from back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, this it's like period correct for what it is, and it's of era. So tell me, what have you done? You obviously have a bigger turbo from HKS.
Yeah, it has a full race manifold. It's got an HKS GT2 turbo. It's got HKS 282 cams, head studs, cam gears, HKS timing belt, HKS fuel rail, start fuel pressure regulator. Got a tune from KT Motoring. He mostly did all the work for me for putting in the turbo and anything motor-wise. He always is the one that touches and tunes my car. Also, West Coast Fasteners. He helped me do all the titanium little tidbits on the car. And luckily for me, Kennedy from Platinum VIP also helped me do the cup kits for the KW Club Sports, so I didn't have to run an airbag system. I prefer to have the coilover system.
That's the only way you're able to drive this around LA without destroying it.
Or this would have been destroyed probably the first week I had the car.
Yeah. So how much does it raise? 45 millimeters or so?
As weird sounds, it's about a fist gap.
Really?
Yeah, I can put my fist in it. Yeah.
That's
it goes pretty high. Yeah.
Yeah. So then that's how you're able to get into this driveway even.
Yeah, that driveway is crazy.
Yeah, so this that's pretty cool. So it's just a push of a button. It's the HLS?
No, it's just like a metal cup that sits there and goes around top of the KW, and basically just.
But it's made by KW?
No, it's made by a company. There's another shop down in Irwindale. His name is Kennedy from Platinum VIP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so and he does custom cup kits for any kind of coilover system you can do. Yeah, so I didn't want to give up my coilovers for the system.
Yeah, instead of going with air.
Exactly, yeah. I prefer the coilover ride better.
And have you dynoed this?
Yes, it's rated at 430 horsepower with E85 and 380 torque. So yeah, I felt that was more than enough for California driving because I say 9% we're in traffic. So it's nowhere to go really.
Do you run this daily with E85 or with 91?
I go back and forth. There's some times where I don't drive the car for a while, so I'll just put it back to 91. But for the most part, obviously I like E85 much better. Runs cleaner and get a little more boost out of it. So, but yeah.
Is it E85 right now?
Yes, it's currently an E85 right now. Yeah.
Okay. Let's take a look at the interior.
Sure.
If you can get on this side, I'll get on this side.
All right, we have these Air Slam Recaros. I got them from Tommy Hoff from Go Tuning. They're actually pretty limited because they only made like 20 sets in carbon. And I was actually in Japan when I found this out on his little, when I found on his IG. And I literally had to call him from overseas Tommy, I need these now. Because I went to ASM when I was in Japan and they had the seat there. And I was like, oh, I didn't know you had it. And then he said, yeah, I have a couple sets coming in, 4 to the United States. I was like, oh my God, I need them now. So I called him over to get the sets. And also, we have a Rally Art cluster here. I have a Z-Tronics AFR. I have a top secret quick release because the car was originally, I had top secret TEs, but that's, I actually bent one while driving. I ran over a 4x4, so I totaled one wheel. So that was extremely hard to get a replacement, and that was a whole nother story. I actually contacted a Mastermind over here in Santa Fe Springs, and they helped me try to get a wheel from Top Secret Japan, and unfortunately they don't really use Rays anymore, so they used either OZ or Anki at the time, so it took me about a year and a half to get one wheel from them. And then when I got it here, I was like, oh man, it was a newer version of the OG TE, because it was originally an OG, and then we had to go back and talk to Top Secret again, and then they finally said well, since it doesn't match, we'll get you another 4 more. So I waited another year and a half to get the other 4. And then because they were newer TEs, they didn't exist as a Top Secret TE, so I had Smokey sign all 5 wheels before he shipped it back here. But I haven't put on my car yet because I was too scared to ride them because I might take off the signature off the wheels. So,
Or you could laminate it somehow.
I thought about that too, either ceramic coat or laminate. I thought about that, but I was like, I wanted to rock them because it would have been really nice to have them back in the car. So
I can't believe you run pretty much, it's half gutted, I guess.
Yeah, I still have most of the interior except for the headliner because the carbon cage doesn't really allow the headliner to stick in. And then I took out the back seat because I had to put that a fuel surge tank. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, because this corner's, I'm sure, pretty crazy to the point where you potentially could starve it of
I
fuel.
guess, yeah. But I haven't taken it that far. But I just pretty much try to make it as functional as possible if I ever really want to do some crazy road racing.
It is really refreshing for me to see an Evo that has performance that kind of matches the look of the car, because a lot of these you see they're not actually functional. Like this is functional too.
Yeah, of course. For the Voltex, they do like the best for aero, in my opinion, in Japan, because everything they do is crazy.
Is there anything in the trunk?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe you have a spare, a full-size spare.
There's like back in 2010, I drove somewhere and I actually blew out a tire and I couldn't get the car back on the road, and the tow truck driver didn't want to tow it. So I was like, I don't want to be stranded again on the road again. So I always keep a spare wheel in the car, because I've actually used it 3 times. Once coming home from SEMA, I think once was also going to Vegas, and another was to NorCal. So I was like, I didn't want to get stranded.
You drove this to SEMA?
Yeah, I drove it back and forth, yeah.
I think maybe you and Magnus Walker are the only ones that drive their SEMA cars to SEMA.
And I did twice. I drove it to there for both times I went there. I drove it, yeah.
Wow. So tell me about this. Why is there an air tank here?
That's for the cup kit system. It's like it's the same as an airbag system in a way, but I don't have bags. It's just the one. It still uses the same thing as a air system it would, but instead it's a cup.
Got it. Okay, so KW makes a cup system too, but it's hydraulic.
Yes, hydraulic. Yeah. But when I was doing it, I think that time, like, I'm not sure why, but I know that this one raises higher, so I wanted a little, because I needed to get more over the driveways, so I don't destroy that front end.
And then this is the actual...
That's where my battery is, yeah. I relocated the battery to the rear just for some weight saving. And then I put like an emergency switch, but I ended up using it at car shows more than anything, because I was making turn off the battery at the car shows for fire safety.
Oh, right. This is incredible. What a cool car.
Thank you.
Can we go for a ride?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Yeah, I also like the fact that some things you left in here still.
Yeah, I still
whatever you need, I guess, for the cage to fit.
I still wanted to, like, basically to make it somewhat comfortable, because I did drive it like a lot back in the day for like a daily for a short time. Yeah.
Is this aftermarket too?
This is from Rally Yard, actually. They had the shifter console. It's pretty rare. I was able to find it. It took me like almost 5 years to find one, so I was lucky. I found it on Facebook Marketplace.
And is this like a special wheel?
This was basically a wheel they did back in the day for Tommy Mäkinen when he drove for Rally Yard. So he won the 4 championships for them when he had the Evo 6.5, or the several Evos he drove from 96 to 97, 98 to 99. So yeah, and then then I have the Defi gauges. That's about it.
Let's go for a ride, but I just want to talk briefly about why is it that Mitsubishi isn't up to this standard anymore?
I don't know why. I feel bad about what they're going through right now.
I love Mitsubishi so much. I love all the cars that they've built over the years. The Eclipse is awesome. Of course, the 3000 GT VR4 is coming up in terms of, like, it's going to be a car that's going to go up in price a lot. And then, of course, these in good condition, and also Evo 10s, especially the last ones.
Oh, they're really going up in price.
Yeah, they're really going up in price. Can you see?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, you can hear it. Whoa! Sounds like airbags.
It does sound like an airbag, yeah, but it's actually a cup kit system, yeah. I can probably show it to you later on when we get out of the car later, lift it up and see what it looks like.
Yeah, you can see, then it turns into a 4x4.
yeah, big time.
We can make it right here.
Sure.
Yeah, surprisingly, when you're driving it normal and when you're driving it slow, it's pretty tame.
Yeah, I saw the stock clutch in here. I prefer I was gonna get a crazy clutch, but in the end I was like, nah. I drive this a lot to, like, I don't feel like having having to struggle with one left leg trying to go everywhere I need to go. So plus I'm a little bit older these days.
Let's hear it. Whoa. What's that sound?
Which one? Oh, that's from the fuel surge tank. That's the 2 fuel pumps going on.
Oh, yeah. to kind of supply extra fuel?
Supply extra fuel, yeah. Whatever, like.
What does that rev out to?
Well, the thing says 10K because it's a rally arc cluster. But more than likely, it's probably like, I guess like 7 or 8. So I don't think it's nowhere near that. But the rally arc cluster, they made it for the rally car, so I guess they rev to 10. So.
And you know, it sounds really good when you floor up, but it's actually not that loud either.
No, it's not. Luckily, like since we live in LA, it's kind of bad to have a crazy exhaust these days, loud exhaust. So
yeah. So what is the exhaust?
I have an ARC exhaust with A-spec, test pipe and down pipe, and thankfully, even though it's a straight pipe, it's still relatively very quiet on the streets. So thankfully, yeah.
This is a great build. Really good job. I can't believe it's like all premium parts, all real parts. You have some parts from the US.
Yes.
Yeah, left here. And but altogether, it kind of makes this package. Plus, on top of that, I love the color so much too.
Thank you. Yeah, it was rough this color to get it like looking right. So for a while, like we painted, but I guess back then technology wasn't as good because we didn't have any kind of ceramic coating. So every car show I'd go to, I'd wipe the hell out of it. It started looking like pretty swirly. So thankfully, Legends West Auto Cares have helped me do the ceramic coating and stuff like that and correct the paint. I wish I had showed you, but I actually have like 6 different colors of these wheels at home.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Just it's like different shoes from a different day, or?
Pretty much, but I had a lot of like problems, like I said, when I destroyed my first set of wheels, or I destroyed the top secret T's, one wheel. I had to get the red ones. Then afterwards, when I went white, I put on I bought some Takata greens. Then after that, I experimented with mag blue, so it just went on from there, and I just ended up started collecting T's as a funny thing.
TE collector. So what is the actual size of this?
They're 18 by 10.5 plus 15.
All the way around?
All the way around, yeah, all around, yeah. They're on like 295, 30, 18 at Toyo, R888s.
You got to bring this to the track more, man.
Yeah, I probably will, since
it's a track monster.
I know, I retired the car, but hopefully, like, when I get around to it, I'll probably take it out more often, hopefully.
Wait, what do you mean by retiring the car?
I don't really drive the car too much these days, yeah. Besides, like, the last thing I drove with Sam and them with up there, but on that, like, I haven't had time really, so just go to work and come home really. And plus, during the pandemic, there wasn't much going on, so.
Yeah. What are you gonna build next?
Truthfully, I want an R34.
Really?
I really want an R34, yeah.
I think a lot of us want an R34, but unfortunately, they're pretty expensive.
Yeah, for the current price, because I saw a top rank thing, I was like, oh my God, it was a dream to see all those R34s together in one little garage.
I bet you, I can imagine once you get your hands on an R34, it's going to be something else.
Yeah.
It's going to be insane.
I already have like the build already in my mind, exactly how I want it to look and everything.
Pretty much this, but the R34 version.
Probably not as crazy because I want to be able to drive it and enjoy it more, because this car is kind of nerve-wracking driving on the road because I'm scared of like people hitting me or something like that. And every time something happens, the car's down for a year because of parts from Japan. But probably a little more tame, but yeah, I'd say it's still gonna be pretty crazy, I would say.
But the difference is the R34 never came out here in the US, so it might be even harder to get parts, because at least this is a US car.
Yeah, well, US spec car, so I'll still be able to buy stuff. But yeah, it would be, I guess I look forward to the hunt once again. Once I get that car, I'm able to look for all these parts again. So
the hunt is half the fun.
Yeah, that's probably what makes me enjoy the build more than anything, is finding that one rare JDM part or that one rare part. I'm like, oh my God, it's like almost 15 years old, I finally found it, and I was able to put on my car. So that stuff, like, it really excites me. So.
Well, as soon as the borders open up, got to go to Japan and maybe pick a R34.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I really do want to get one as soon as we're able to import it here. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for watching. As always, definitely check out some of the other videos that we have from this Bells and Fun series. And also, if you guys want to support the channel, go to LarryChenPrints.com. You can get photos of a lot of the shoots that we do on this channel from that website. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry.